Welcome everybody to On Shift. In this particular segment, I will be in this mini series. I will be either eating something spicy or, in this case, drinking something spicy while telling you guys the story. So I'm eating something, I'm drinking something. You're gonna see me kind of like, hopefully not cry like a baby on the bed. Anyways, this is your host, Brad on Shift. And also, guys, if you're interested, I am on Twitch too as PJ Bradley 89, also on Twitch. So I encourage you to go check out my channel, especially if you like seeing this here. So today, spicy story, episode 1. So anyways, so this particular story is coming from when I was working in my, almost forgot to open my drink. What's wrong with me? Huh? By the way, I'll hashtag probably the Spicy Planet's #1 drink. I don't know if you can see that, but it's basically an energy drink that's very spicy, I was told. Sugar-free version because that's all they had. And they're at the Pepper Palace. It is the place at my local, well, it's the place where I go for my hot sauce. And if you, just the smell of it, wow. It's probably not spicy. The aroma is spicy, but it smells like a sugar-free Red Bull. It's kind of like what it smells like. So it's kind of like giving me this weird Red Bullish / Monster vibes with like cayenne pepper, I think is what's on here. I'm not 100% sure. I just spilled some. Okay, anyways, so this story, let me take some of this. Okay, so this tastes like Red Bull, not that spicy Red Bull. This tastes like more like a Red Bull flavor of spice. I don't know. Like, they have different kind. Well, anyways, so at this particular time, I was on this shift, and the people watching the cameras. This is at a very high-end hotel, by the way. That's like literally on Miami Beach, and I was doing security there at this very high-end hotel in Miami Beach. And I'm, again, the supervisor at this place. So I think I was even the security director of this place too. It was a very high-end, very, very prominent guest coming, or were there. And I was doing my rounds, and then my boss, my boss calls me up, like the scary, boss calls me, like, that guy that everyone like clenches up, and yeah, that guy, he calls me up and says, look, don't be alarmed, but there's people armed sitting over there in a van. Can you just go talk to them? I'm like, first of all, at this particular post, I don't have a gun, okay? I don't have a gun. I don't even have a knife with me. I don't even have my pepper spray. It's just me. Just me and my know-how. Okay, so I'm sitting there scared because they're telling me there's some armed people on the other side of this parking lot, but they're parked in some reserved spot. So I don't know what to think at this point, other than this drink is good. Anyways, I don't know what to think at this point. They're like, oh, he can see for the cameras because he's looking on the cameras, and he sees a van with like clearly this guy with like a gun is like sticking out. So anyways, I don't know what's going on. I go through the van, do this, do that, and as I'm sitting there like I'm not necessarily scared because they don't seem to be causing any problems. It seemed he just was happened to be watching the camera. Again, this is a very high-end hotel. It's right there on Miami Beach, and I approached the van. It was like one of those like something out of a movie, like one of those vans that they try to look inconspicuous. It's like one of those fake FBI looking vans. Anyways, I go up to the guy. Sorry. Ugh, it's good stuff. And I go up to the guy at the window. I knock on the window. I'm like, hey, you know, you're like a high-end thing. You got this trashy van and you're parked. The only reason why the higher up called me because he was parked in like the owner's spot. Like, this is bad, dicey situation for me because I know that he has a weapon. He's parked in his the owner's spot. The owner of this huge hotel I'm standing next to, and I'm sitting there and got a call from my direct. Well, pretty much like the owner of the company. Let's call me because he got a call from the owner of the company. Hey, someone's in the spot. So, well, you don't know at this time. It's like 3-4 in the morning. There's a suspicious white van in a vacant parking lot that literally has like 3 spots, and one of them is the owner. So, anyways, I go up to the van, knock on the window, say, hey, you know, everything good? I look back into the van. He has like he's loaded. I mean, the guy's back there. He's loaded with every gun you can think about. I mean, like he has military grade weapons back there too. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I look over. He's in this van with 3-4 other people. And then I realized, wait a minute, he has a badge on. So I'm like, oh, thank God, you know, right? He has a badge on. And apparently, it was Border Patrol. Now, right by this home, not far from where we're at, which is still technically on my post. It's on my little route. There's a dock because it's right on the beach, and then there's a dock. There's boats. I mean, everything's right back here. It's a beach. There's the boats. There's everything. Anyway, so there's a dock, and then they have this a little further out. This in shipping container and these big boats. And the guy was telling me, apparently he was from Border Patrol. So I had like 5 people from Border Patrol, and they had this crazy thing going on. It was literally from Boca all the way to past where I was, all the way down to the Keys. And they said some gangsters Russian gangsters were going to make a drop on the beach somewhere from the Keys all the way up to like Boca, and I'm in Miami. So I'm like, Boca's north, Keys are south of me, and I'm on that coast of Miami. So I'm over there. So just give you a picture. This is a very large area. This is like like 150-mile long span. They had people apparently every little hot spot they can think about, because Russian gangsters were supposed to come and deliver women that were being tied up in sex trafficking. So I look at his badge, I look at his uniform, I look at the other guys in the car, they're kind of like, hey, whatever. So I'm like, dude, I'm leaving this alone. I want none to deal with it. And then next thing I know, like an hour later, I'm back on my side, or where he's at, and this dude's out of his van. He's like on the phone call, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, well, the gangsters, they parked the car. And legitimately, and I promise you, this was something straight out of a Hollywood movie. And if I wasn't there, I wouldn't be believing it. But this is like legitimately a thing. So the guy from Border Patrol pops out and is like, hey, do you have a G license? I'm like, oh, technically no, because this is an unarmed post. I mean, so I don't really know. He's like, well, I'm gonna give you this. He gives me a technically he deputized me on the spot, which I guess they can do. I'm not 100% sure with Border Patrol or what they can or can't. I don't know the whatever legal actions behind it per se. It's different between county and state when you're doing something this big is it or for whatever. I don't know how it works, but he gave me a gun, he gave me a badge, and a vest, and said, "Hey, we can use your help because we just got word from." He told me he got word from his boss that there's a shipping container over here where these gangsters dropped off, and then kind of like it's a very unusual thing. So that's kind of what is red flagged here. Like they dropped off a container, and supposedly there's other quote gangsters are on the way, and they have this. So it got real fast. So I'm at this point in my career. This was like only like a second or third time this has happened to me. It's happened to me before. I'll probably post up the videos other times. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. So he gives me a gun, the holster is like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I tell him, X, Y, and Z. I've been to the range before a couple times. I know how to point and shoot. He gives me a quick tutorial because he has to move in. His backup is down in like Key Largo or something, or there's more people in Boca, like Miami, Boca is closed. And he said, well, they're busy in Boca too. I mean, it was ridiculous. This was like, I promise you, if I wasn't there, I would like say something very crazy. So anyways, he gives me a gun, he gives me a vest. We go on to this big barge to clear the people that clear their, I think it's ran by their, I think it's either the local police or military. I think it's both, because it's a very serious thing. So they do this, they call in people, we get like, I think it was like grouped like 5-6 people. We all split up, and but we meet up in a group. They have their security on that side, plus me, plus their guys, and plus I think some local cops came, and some other stuff. I think more Border Patrol, the other backup Border Patrol, and it's like, hey, we can use every guy we can. So I'm like back there behind these people. I think even, I don't know, like all the people that come in, I think at one point, I think there's like 30 people. So we're searching this huge boat. They drop it off this container, which is very unusual apparently to do it, but it's a shipping container. You ever go down the highway, see those big containers? They're like red, or sometimes they're like yellow, green, whatever color. Those big metal things. Well, anyway, so we're going back on these things. We're going through. Sure enough, we get to this one. It's very suspicious. So they freeze the lock with liquid nitrogen. They pop off the lock, smash the hammer, like shatters into pieces. It's crazy. So we go into. First can't see nothing, then we hear like some sort of audible noise. We don't know what's going on. Put on the light. It's three like I think it was like something like 30 women, all of them handcuffed to like the side of they were like in shackles. They were like handcuffed to the side of each other. And like one of their guys finally show up, and like only thing you see is like these women, they're all like handcuffed to each other. It was really weird because it was like this long chain, and they had these ankle things around their these like bracelets around their ankle. Very wearing very little clothing. I mean, it was craziness. And so they had like this chain was going through to the end of it, and they were all chained together and handcuffed, like an, I don't know what I want to say, like an ankle monitor, but it was kind of like a ankle bracelet thing, and they were like all chained. I mean, a lot of them were modestly and very skimpy bikinis if they were wearing clothes. And a lot of them were hungry, and none of them spoke English, nothing like that. They were all Russian. I think maybe they had a translator come, and like 30 women just was very happy to see us. We got them all uncuffed. They called somebody in. They had a couple of female guards come and give them some clothes. They called people in, and I was there for like 3 hours. I had to give a statement, which is, documented what I saw. I had to put in a report. You can't Google it, unfortunately. There's nothing you're not gonna find it in Google. I mean, you might find something similar. I don't know if it's maybe something on there. I wouldn't even know where you would go to find something like that. But it was the craziest thing. I mean, just seeing those poor women just sitting there, like, very, like, most of them just naked, like, and they are like bikinis, very little clothing. Like, Lord knows what happened in this shipping container, all being probably sold on the black market somewhere. Somehow, I don't know. Apparently it's a thing where people just buy women and put them from other countries. I don't 100% know like all the story, but the Russian, they had someone to translate, and they had one of the females translate. It was actually a Spanish lady, and she knew Russian, and she translated. And they were all extremely grateful. They're all very happy. I mean, obviously, that's kind of like needless to say, but the whole shebang was just so crazy. It was one of those experiences, kind of like you don't ever want to see again in your life, but you're very glad to help them out. It was a crazy experience for me. I heard about this stuff in like Hollywood films, blah blah, but when you're actually there and you see it, and this is actually happening, and it's not like some fake thing, and it's not some Hollywood drama, there's no cameras, and you're just coming off like to describe that feeling, it really sinks your heart. It's like you feel terrible, and that's why I kind of get upset when people are like, oh, America's crap, and other places stuff like this is happening all the time. And the guy said, oh, this was like not even the biggest raid he's done, and whatever, and he said he's seen bigger numbers of different things, not just women too. A lot of different things. It's like they would do, and then they had other stuff in there. I mean, there was what I'm guessing was like stolen currency, or currency they were trying to wash up or whatever, launder or whatever the word is. There was a bunch of that in there too, but my main focus was like just the surprise that this is not just in the movies. This is real. Stuff like this happens apparently more often than that's ever talked about. So hopefully this helped somebody. I don't know who'd help or why would help anybody. But anyways, this has been your host On Shift, talking about a spicy story about what happened on shift. Until next time, this is your host Brad. And again, you want to check me on Twitch. It's PJ's Bradley 89 on Twitch. Well, I'll be doing a live stream today, actually, pretty much right now. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want more of these spicy videos, just let me know in the comments below. Until then, stay tuned to On Shift.